Hi guys, James here at Miss Soul Car Finance. As they say in business or in battle, know your enemy. And I just think it's so important to maybe give the backstory on this to let everybody see maybe what they're up against. I'm sure there's a lot of people here have had experiences and some court battles and everything else going on. And I respect you all for that because it's not easy, it's a hard slog, and some of the tactics used are very dirty and not maybe ethical. So this was the Volkswagen, obviously the big story in 2024. They were fined 5.4 million and then gave 21.5 million back to the customers. Now, people would think that's a win. I just want to give you some sort of background into how this came about and why, when the market peaked, they started repossessing cars, etc. So I'll just go into this just now. Obviously in 2020, as we say, we've been in there, been in business a long time, doing the Miss Soul Car Finance business, 35 years, but Miss Soul Car Finance here for the last 10 years, and certainly this was 5 years ago, and it was whenever COVID hit. And we took all the time, you see here, coronavirus, car finance advice, 6-month strategy, all this stuff, the most positive vibe from us to try and look after our customers. At this point, I owned a couple of car dealerships, and we had a Miss Soul Car Finance as well, etc. But we were reaching out to our customers to say, this is what's happening. We've spoke to finance companies, you can get, some grace, and they were really sort of trying to look after the customer. So we put out posts, but we also gave free information to every customer that was out there. We just started running campaigns at our expense to make sure everybody knew that what position they had and had a bit of grace with payments, etc. So we did our best to try and educate the customers. Everything was going fine. Volkswagen, we're concentrating on Volkswagen here just now. Most of the manufacturers and finance companies are the exact same in how they work and the tactics. We've had experience with every single one of them, and not all good experience, to be fair. Volkswagen, everything was running fine. The COVID, they gave some people a wee bit of grace, etc. And then when it got to this point here, as you can see, car values peak, nearly 32% increased in value. Now bear in mind, we own dealerships, so we were well informed with all this. We knew the trend, we knew what was happening. We were still big buyers at auction and stuff like that as well. So technically, we knew the trend that was coming. So literally at this point, they started repossessing cars from the customers. So if they'd missed some payments, they treated them unfairly. They started repossessing cars when they were told by the FCA and everybody else to, protect their customers and, exercise some patience, etc. with them and everything else. That really didn't happen. So at this point, cars start getting taken back. So we'll run through the numbers and the type of thoughts that are probably, or the processes that are probably going on in the background. Volkswagen, and if you look at this, you start seeing the trends with the diesel emissions. It's almost as if the finance companies are prepared to do anything wrong, or the funders are prepared to do anything wrong, because the fines don't actually match the perks or the benefits or the returns. I'm going to demonstrate that, but we knew this before, as you can see the graph, so it was just unfolding in front of our eyes, and I just thought, that's not right. The fine was 5.4 million. The repayment to customers was 21.5 million. So you would think to yourself, that's great, but on average they get £200. And I'll tell you one story just of one of the customers we dealt with, or we were aware of, how much they were out of pocket, how much damage it done to them, and they get £200. It's a wee bit horrific, to be fair. The average price of a car in 2021 was £13,800. Because of COVID and stock, it was very difficult to get stock at auctions or whatever. We were trying to buy stock as well, really difficult. Everything was racing up. So you were looking at increases month on month, and the average price of a car in 2022 was £18,400. So as you can see, the price increase was about £4,600 per car. And even standard cars, genuinely, we had Mercs that were 20 grand, and within probably about 6 months, they were up to 24, 25 grand. It was crazy. Stock was increasing because people just couldn't get it, and there was the microchips problem and everything else. So the supply problems were an issue as well. 110,000 customers, 4,600. If Volkswagen had looked at that, they would have had 110,000 customers that they were taken 4,600 off of, 506 million. So if you start doing the numbers, this is really, as I say, the tip of the iceberg. 506 million. They got a fine of 5.4 million and paid customers back 21.5 million. Now bear in mind, this is the ones that were highlighted from the FCA and everything else. And I would say, you know, that could be 4, 5 or 10-fold, whatever, who really knows. And this is a problem when financiers or finance companies are left to deal with their own, you know, redress, whatever. Think of this is finance, Volkswagen Finance now dealing with the redress, right? So officially they're reaching out to customers. Now this is one customer, for example. This is a letter to the customer, average £200, that's what they received. One customer alone, the car was repossessed off them. It then went to auction. His settlement figure was £10,000. They got £12,000 for the car at auction. He never got the £2,000 back that they benefited from, and then they had bad credit, etc., and they had to fight to get that off. So at the end of all that, family vehicle got taken off them, caused them so much distress. And I can only say, and this whole COVID thing and all this finance thing with the, you know, the missold car finance, there's a lot of people really been left high and dry. And dare I say it, and it's horrible, and we did a lot of support through COVID and everything. We did stuff for suicide awareness, etc. This is a real world problem. It's not, you know, it's not to be brushed under the carpet, whatever. This stuff can't go on because, you know, customers, consumers are suffering, and obviously we need to get a proper redress for them and get everything back to square one again. So the best outcome is really, I'm sure you'll agree, is just a fair redress scheme where probably we ourselves, solicitors, whatever, can operate and, you know, represent clients and work on their behalf and get them the best outcome. So yeah, that's basically protect them from any other hidden agenda or deception, as you can see that's going on all the time. Finance companies or the manufacturers just need to maybe, you know, accept that they need an independent redress scheme, and it's got to be fair for the customers and allow us, because we've already got a huge database of customers, all the solicitors have, and all the people that have been working have got the customers there. And, you know, they bear in mind the time scale as well, the 6 years, whatever. We know what's coming. We've been running data for the last 10 years and building it up so that we secure it. So we've got all our data locked down because we know they're not going to give us data for over 6 years or whatever. So just thought I'd give you the wee backstory to let everybody know what we're up against. I'm sure you all know it. And total respect to the guys and girls that are all out there working just now in this industry, because it is, you know, hard graft, such a roller coaster ride, and there's so many stories and various outcomes, etc. So thanks again, guys. Have a great day. Thanks.